DiJonai Carrington. And DeWanna, the eye poke heard around the world. Oh, take away her credentials. She asked me a question and I didn't like it. And Christine Brennan in USA Today say, quiet down. That's what real journalists and reporters do. I know you guys aren't used to it, but we're not.
Something suddenly snapped, and it definitely wasn't Shoelace. DiJonai Carrington exploded onto the scene like a 4th of July firecracker. But this time, there were no celebrations, only pure frustration. The room tense as reporters scrambled, cameras rattled, and the WNBA seemed eager to act like none of it had ever happened. So what exactly pushed her to that breaking point? And why are league insiders now quietly questioning whether some players are truly ready for the spotlight of the media? One thing is certain, this moment stirred up more than just headlines. Grab the popcorn, because this meltdown came with a little extra spice.
I wonder if DeWanna Bonner knew this story was coming and it had caused an issue in the Indiana Fever locker room. Is this why DeWanna Bonner's no longer on the Fever team? Now that this story is emerging from Christine Brennan's book, she was the journalist that asked DiJonai Carrington all the hard questions about the eye gouge heard around the world. And then, of course, the WNBA Players Union.
Mustard seems to crave a kind of respect reserved for a seasoned veteran. The full package, the bright lights, the locker room authority, and that untouchable aura of someone who believes they've already earned a 10-part documentary narrated by Morgan Freeman. But just as the suit jacket goes on and the cameras start rolling, the whole image falls apart like a scene from a daytime soap opera. In the middle of a press conference, it suddenly turns into a dramatic "leave my girlfriend alone" outburst. Professionalism takes a backseat, and the moment shifts from serious sports to pure reality show chaos. At that point, it barely feels like the WNBA anymore. It starts to look more like the Real Housewives of Half Court.
We thought that this season was going to be a lot less drama. And I mean this when I say this. The Christine Brennan book is going to be absolute cinema. Well, I don't know. Absolute, what is the press equivalent of cinema? Absolute. Sitting in the most comfortable chair, legs crossed, cup of tea in one hand, nothing to do on a Sunday morning, opening up a newspaper. Is that the equivalent of absolute cinema for that? I don't know. But DiJonai Carrington, this is meant.
The delusion is almost Olympic level. On one hand, it's all about demanding to be treated like professionals. On the other, it's no tough questions, no accountability, and absolutely no digging into off-court drama. But here's the twist. The off-court drama is the content. It's practically being gift-wrapped for everyone watching. Mustard tries to dodge questions while essentially standing on a megaphone, broadcasting the chaos. If the goal is to avoid scrutiny, maybe stop dropping thunderbolts every time someone so much as looks your way.
She just asked you a legitimate question, DiJonai, calm down. But no, they were talking about Alyssa sitting on the bench. This is about Alyssa sitting on the bench. They were saying mean things about DiJonai. It's okay, DiJonai. She's not very good. She's a detriment to the team. It's okay. Oh, but what? But.
And let's not pretend DeWanna Carrington is simply misunderstood. She isn't misunderstood. She's mic'd up and melting down. At this point, it feels less like confusion and more like a running highlight reel of chaos. She's a walking HR liability with serious hoop skills. The kind of player who can dominate on the court, but somehow keeps the drama just as loud off it. You can almost imagine the WNBA PR team running a group chat titled Carrington Containment Protocol, because every week seems to bring a fresh incident, another viral clip, and a familiar reaction from fans. Wait! She did what this time? Meanwhile, in the NBA, you've got things like flagrant fouls, clear, defined, written into the rule book. Carrington, on the other hand, seems to operate on pure flagrant energy. And honestly, there isn't a bounce pass soft enough to get around that kind of momentum.
As the world on high alert, the world is waiting on her book, on her game about Caitlin Clark by Christine Brennan. It comes out July 8th, and boy, everybody's waiting to see what is in that book. You got Cheryl Reeves trying to get ahead of it. You got Dawn Staley trying to get ahead of it. They are terrified. They are scared to death at what Christine Brennan has in this book. And now you have DiJonai Carrington threatening to sue. She's threatening to sue Christine.
We're talking about a player who seems one eye poke away from a league suspension, yet still acts like the victim. DiJonai Carrington has been collecting technical fouls like they're Pokemon cards. This isn't grit and it isn't passion. It feels more like a slow motion audition for the WWE. You can almost imagine the commissioner of the WNBA screaming into a pillow while agents rush to send apology emails with subject lines like, "Please ignore the screaming." The spin doctors call it passion, but real passion is diving for loose balls, staying late for extra reps, and putting in the work. Passion isn't barking at reporters like a caffeine-deprived velociraptor or poking one of the league's top stars in the face like it's an Olympic event. And speaking of that, Caitlin Clark seems to have taken more punishment to the eyes than a bad pair of contact lenses. Yet somehow she's the one getting labeled soft for not appreciating the constant, accidental on purpose facial contact. Anyone with two eyes and a functioning replay button can see what's happening. It doesn't look like defense. It looks more like chaos disguised as competition. And every time it happens, there's that familiar moment of pretend shock. Oops, my hand just slipped straight into your retina.
It's slightly juicier. We know DeWanna Bonner still doesn't have another job right now. She wanted to go to the Phoenix Mercury, conveniently where her girlfriend plays, or wife, or whatever it is she is. I don't know. I'm not up on their terminology that they're using. But this is very interesting because we have now found out DeWanna Bonner confronted Christine Brennan, the journalist, over DiJonai.
Then comes the post-game lecture claiming that the criticism only exists because of someone's identity. But that's not what people are reacting to. The backlash isn't about orientation, it's about behavior. When a player melts down on a random Tuesday afternoon in front of thousands of fans and a crowd of confused kids, people are going to talk about it. If the WNBA handed out Oscars, DiJonai Carrington might sweep the category list. Best dramatic performance, best improvised meltdown, maybe even best accidental comedy in a supporting role. It's like watching someone take the spotlight and crank it into a nightclub strobe light. Instead of simply playing basketball, every appearance starts to feel like a full Broadway production, complete with theatrics, tension, and a running storyline. All that's missing is a fog machine and an understudy waiting in the wings. Meanwhile, in the background, musters try and make the case that they deserve to be treated seriously right before getting upset about reporters asking basic questions. It's the kind of contradiction that feels like someone demanding to be recognized as a CO while simultaneously complaining, because people notice the office drama. You can't ask for professional respect while threatening to block journalists for doing their jobs. What makes the whole situation even stranger is the expectation that fans and media should just act like everything is perfectly normal, ignore the recurring outbursts, the passive-aggressive subtweets, and the questionable on-court moments, all in the name of keeping the peace. But sports don't work that way. When the drama keeps repeating itself, people notice, and once the cameras are rolling, pretending it didn't happen stops